Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to be continuing to take a look at our PvP stats for our Trooper slash Bounty Hunter. To start us off with, we're going to be looking at Innovative Ordnance slash Assault Specialist. We want to make sure we have our crit at 4100. Once we get to 4100, Mastery outperforms crit at that point in time. So we want to go ahead and make sure we're stacking Mastery as high as possible once we hit that crit cap. Our Alacrity is going to be pretty standard at the 7.14% range. Accuracy, we don't want to run any accuracy on this spec. Lots of yellow damage, we don't need accuracy. Our crystals, again, are going to be Mastery, because Mastery outperforms once we hit our crit cap. Our Relic slot 1, we're actually going to be running crit. I know I've talked about only getting to the 4100 crit, but this crit, the spec has a low DR as far as crit rating goes and damage, so crit is always king in PvP. Just the burst damage, so we're going to run that, and then Mastery as our second relic, because it outperforms power just across the board. Our tactical, we're going to run energized charges, and legendary is going to be concentrated fire and random charge. Next up on our list, we have arsenal slash gunnery. Again, it's kind of mirror the other spec, so crit to 4100. After 4100, mastery outperforms, so go ahead and get your crit to 4100, start stacking mastery. Alacrity, you have two choices. You could run 4.14% or 12.38%. I would recommend going to 12.38%. You're going to give up some bigger hits, but you're going to have overall way more DPS. So I would recommend the higher of the alacrity for this spec. Accuracy, we don't need any of this spec again. We have a lot of yellow damage. Then crystals, we're going to be running mastery because they outperform power, so we should be able to hit our crit cap with our gear and then use mastery crystals. Relic slot 1, we're going to run crit. Again, the crit has a pretty low DR. So it's pretty gradual in this spec, so crit is going to be king to give us a little bit more burst. Then Relic slot 2, we're going to be running Mastery because it just outperforms power from the get-go. Our tactical, we're going to be running Primed Ignition and Concentrate. And then our legendaries, we're going to be running Concentrated Fire and Random Charge. Next, we have Advanced Prototype slash Tactics. This is where we're going to run a little bit lower crit just because of where the DRs hit. So our critical is going to be at 3800. After that, Mastery outperforms it. There is a caveat here. If your Mastery is not above 3k for whatever reason, Power outperforms it. But there's I pretty much believe that your base gear is going to put your Mastery above that. So go ahead and stack Mastery past that. Our Alacrity is 7.14%. Accuracy, we don't need any crystals. We're going to have our mastery crystals. Relic slot 1 is going to be mastery, and in this spec, since power performs very similar to mastery, we're going to go ahead and put power in our relic slot 2. And the crit DR is pretty harsh going into this spec. Our tactical, we're going to take overwhelming offense until it gets fixed. There's kind of a little bit of a bug with the damage of it right now. Until that gets fixed, that's the best tactical. Our legendary is going to be shock trooper and Mandalorian armaments. Next, we have PyroTech slash Plasma Tech. Again, it's kind of mirror the other spec. So critical at 3800. After 3800, Mastery outperforms. So go ahead and stack Mastery past 3800 crit. Our Alacrity, again, we're going to hit the normal 7.14 breakpoint. You can go a little bit higher if it's just to compensate for lag, but somewhere in that area, make sure you at least hit 7.14%. You can go higher though, don't go lower. Accuracy, we're going to go ahead and put 0%. Our crystals are going to be mastery crystals. Our relic slots are going to be mastery and power. They just both perform pretty similarly, and we don't go into the crit DR that high. Next, our tactical is going to be superheated fuel. Pretty much the only one that works right now for any type of decent DPS increase. Then our legendaries is shock trooper and Mandalorian armaments. So that is the Bounty Hunter slash Trooper specs. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and put it down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.